Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary adjutant, and this is our NXT review. And, I gotta say, tonight's episode of NXT was solid. We had one really good in-ring match to me that I can't wait to talk about. I was thoroughly engrossed in it. It was really kind of eye-opening for one of the talents. We got NXT TakeOver Houston, now unveiled as NXT TakeOver War Games. Storyline progression on multiple fronts, including the main event, which had the biggest progression of all, hence the name War Games. And yeah, just a solid hour that I think did what it set out to do, and that was further the big takeover show. So yeah, I really have no complaints about it. What about you, partner? What did you think of NXT tonight?
It was all right. Nothing really spectacular until the very end, which was an announcement of something that, because you and I are a little bit more lax about spoilers for NXT as far as our own consumption of it, we both kind of already knew about. So, that would have been like a huge, great big bomb dropped at the end of the show if we wouldn't have known about it going into it, but we did, so it wasn't.
I think for the next set of tapings, I'll try and be better about avoiding NXT spoilers. It's just if I'm being honest, everybody, I really don't care to get spoiled about a lot of WWE shit. Now, Lucha Underground spoilers, that will always get the ire out of me. I fucking hate when that shit happens. That's one of the only reasons why I'm glad this season is over, is now I can look to season 4 with fresh eyes. You know what I mean? But WWE, I always have more of a blasé attitude about. But I think I'll try and be good, because you know what? This actually was an announcement that was built up well, and I think the actual live crowd had a great reaction to it. So yeah, it was an all-around solid segment. We got one match announced for TakeOver that I am fucking stoked for, and that was Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream. Really happy they're doing it at a TakeOver stage. That's actually my second most anticipated match, only because my boy Andrade's in the main event. Or not the main event, the semi-main event, one would have to assume, given that War Games probably will be the main event, but you get my point.
Yeah, they named the show after it. It's definitely going over.
Yeah, but with all that said, let's get right into our first segment, Heat of the Night. And again, I really wasn't offended by anything. I thought this was a more productive episode on some fronts, at least as it relates to TakeOver War Games. So no complaints here. What about you, partner?
Man, it's tough to come up with the Heat of the Night when the show was so uneventful. So yeah, I'm just gonna say nah.
All right, fair enough. Let's get right into our NXT review, and we open this baby up with Tainara Conti versus Nikki Cross. And this is where I will say, because we had that very big elaborate discussion last NXT TwitWoW, and Nikki Cross came up a few times, and and I know you said the Kushida of NXT. And that trend kind of continues here, because this match felt like 95% Nikki Cross, 5% Tainara Conti. It just early on in the match, it quickly devolved into a brawl, but Nikki got the upper hand when she did almost like a Finlay-esque maneuver, trapping Tainara in the ring skirt. They continued the scuffle in the ring. Tainara got the edge for a little bit, working over the arm of Nikki, but I really felt like ultimately it didn't lead to anything, at least from my perspective. It didn't seem like it took long for Nikki Cross to battle back. Ultimately, the match ends after she hits an inverted DDT and then follows it up with a spinning fisherman neckbreaker, and Nikki Cross wins. So, yeah, I mean, a harmless match, but, Nikki Cross wins. Not much more you can say than that.
Yeah, Nikki Cross picks up the W to nobody's surprise. And then we just kind of move on as if it doesn't really matter. So it doesn't really matter.
All right, partner, what do we get after this?
God, this was, I hate to say it, but this is the worst segment of the night. We got a Christy St. Cloud interview with Mercedes Martinez. And I think that Mercedes Martinez is one of the best in-ring workers probably in the company as far as the females go, and one of the better in-ring workers regardless of gender. And I love that about her, but oh my God, she can't talk. I really
Yeah.
It's bad. Like she she takes time to think about what she's going to say, and it's really obvious, and the way that she words things is just awkward, like she's trying to improv really hard and just not doing very well at it. And I feel bad for her because she is a really talented in-ring worker, and that should be the most important thing. But in the WWE, if you can't talk, I really think that puts a hard ceiling on you, unless your name is Roman Reigns. That's the only exception. So,
yeah,
man, this promo was not good. This was, I mean, the point that she was getting across was she's been all around the world and she's won all the big matches except this one, the Battle Royal. And then, Christy asks her between, Ember Moon, Nikki Cross, Kairi Sane, and Peyton Royce, who does she think is going to end up winning the women's championship? And she says that she doesn't know who's going to win, but she'll tell you who she thinks won't win. And that's someone else that can't win the big one, Ember Moon.
Okay, here's just my very quick thoughts on this because I really don't have much to say. I agree with you about Mercedes Martinez's awkward delivery, and that's the word that came to my mind hearing her talk. It just seemed very awkward. She doesn't seem comfortable at all. That said, had to smile given the Ember Moon call out because, little fun fact, when I was studying up on Ember Moon before she came to NXT, so when she was still Athena on the independent circuit, one of the bigger things she did in her career outside of WWE was a feud with Mercedes, and I want to say, I always get Shine and Shimmer mixed up, but one of those promotions. And yeah, they do have a history together. They've had a series.
I want to say Mercedes Martinez is or was, not anymore, obviously, was in Shimmer.
Okay, so it probably was Shimmer. They had a series of matches together, a nice little feud where like Mercedes was the veteran and Athena really wanted to kind of stake her claim. And she was the face. Mercedes was like that veteran heel. So knowing they have that history, I'm actually really excited for them to meet up again in NXT context. Should be a really fun match. But that's the only good thing I took out of this because, like you said, she can't talk. I don't want to hold it against Mercedes too much because she's so good at everything else. But like you said, this is the WWE, and if you can't talk, you're only going to go so far unless you really overcompensate, which I guess in WWE's mind, people like Roman do. So, that's all I can really say about that. But I am excited for Mercedes versus Ember down the road. That's going to be a really good match. So, yeah, unless you have anything else to say, we can move on.
Yeah, all right. Well, I guess then we can move on. Our second match of the night, and John's favorite match and probably favorite segment of the night, Fabian Aichner versus Johnny Gargano.
This match was so good. Like, I'm
just say, man, it makes me ecstatic that Aichner is moving up in weight class and he's not going to be relegated to 205 Live. Like, I feel like Aichner is the luckiest member of the 205 or of the Cruiserweight Classic because he's not stranded in the Cruiserweight division. Now, granted, I know we have people that love 205 Live, and that's great. I'm not saying 205 Live is bad. What I'm saying is when you get to the WWE, your goal is to be a Raw or SmackDown superstar and win a world title, or I guess in some cases like a tag team title or a women's title, but you get the idea. All those guys in 205 Live, the most exposure they get is a random match that most people don't care about on Raw. And the reason people don't care about it is because they don't follow the storylines. And like 205 Live, it might as well just be Ring of Honor. Like you're basically looking at a show that gets the same amount of exposure as Ring of Honor, a show that has probably significantly less fanfare than Ring of Honor. And the difference is they're in shackles. Like they're not allowed to do everything that they should because it's still under the WWE umbrella. So it, like 205 Live to me is like a worse version of Ring of Honor. And I feel bad for all the workers that get stuck there. And Fabian Aichner has avoided that by basically just looking like a Greek god. Like I'm surprised Tony Nese didn't take the Fabian Aichner route given, the way he looks as well. But yeah, man, Aichner is so fortunate that he isn't labeled as a cruiserweight because that just completely uncaps his ceiling to me.
Dude, I mean, just everything you said. Yeah. Just quick 2 cents on what you said preceding, like you're bringing it back to Aichner. That is my problem with 205 Live, because everybody knows, and I know like everybody's been kind of thinking about me with the report like Hideo might go to the Cruiserweight division. And honestly, because I'm such an asshole, I actually was able to find a positive. And that's that if the trend between Aries and Neville continues, maybe we'll see Hideo like back in Pro Wrestling Noah or in PWG. Because, yeah, they just really don't seem to last when they know they're too good for this shit. And Fabian's like, hey, I know my talent level. I know I can do stuff in the heavyweight division. And man, can he. And really, I don't want to make this all about Fabian, even though he really has a great power game, great technical side. I keep saying he's Cesaro light, and I don't even mean that in an inflammatory way. Like, you know, this guy really does seem to have like a lot of similar characteristics in ring as far as like how he works. But to give more praise to Gargano, as if we couldn't do it enough on this podcast, I once again say that this guy can make anybody look like $1 million. Like, I think Eichner needed this. I don't even think Eichner had to win for him to look as good as he did. Him winning was the cherry on top of the proverbial sundae, because Johnny's just that good at selling and bumping his ass off and making anybody look like a threat. And I got to give Johnny credit too, because here's the thing. I know you and I had a conversation about this match before we went live. And I know you said like you were just kind of mad on this match because you felt like it didn't have any stakes. And while that's true, I felt like Johnny, through his body language, created stakes, because we know he's had this losing streak. And I don't know if you saw this. He even had a backstage segment. Like, this is like an NXT exclusive on the YouTube channel with Regal, where he's just like burying his face in his hands. And he's like, I thought I could get over this thing with Tommaso, but maybe it's just affecting me more than I admit. And then Regal, you know, being that mentor figure, is like, maybe it's just that Andrade's a brilliant competitor and you just had one loss, and maybe you just need to bounce back. Because, you know, he's saying, you know, you're great too, Johnny, but there's no shame in saying Andrade's a brilliant competitor and you just lost one night. So then we get to this Eichner match, and you know Johnny's looking to win. He's looking to make things right. And he's throwing everything at Eichner, and Eichner either has a counter or he's kicking out. So even though I agree with you that there weren't any, like, tangible material stakes, I think Johnny, through his body language after every Eichner kick out and him just trying to throw the kitchen sink, even trying to do the lawn dart to Eichner, like, he's just trying to win. And that, to me, was the stakes of this matchup, was Johnny trying to right the ship of his career. And commentary even made that point several times. And again, commentary this week, every time they do something good, I'm going to call them out for it. It'll be like the inverse eat of the night, the positives of the night. You know, just keep calling them out for the good work they do. Yeah, it was great on that front. Johnny did great with his stuff. Eichner is a specimen with his power game, and his moonsaults look fucking perfect. Even when he misses them, the form is just, God, so good. There was one great sequence here where he caught Gargano, did a backbreaker over the knee, then, you know, kind of transitioned into a power bomb and, like, you know, kneeled down in it for the cover. That was a great sequence. And then the finish, where Johnny's trying to get the Gargano escape, but Eichner, I guess, just being too big and having that power advantage, seems like he's going to put Gargano in an abdominal stretch, but he actually falls back in a pinning combination I've seen before. I think Eddie Guerrero actually used to do it, and he gets the 3 count. And I pop, like, Ashton can vouch for me here, I was shocked that Eichner won this match. I was not expecting that at all. I just ended up smiling because Eichner ended up looking like a fucking prospect. Johnny keeps showing that he's the babyface that every aspiring heel should want to work with, because he'll make you look like $1 million. And this was a match that just reminds me why I love NXT. Why, when it's really a developmental territory, developing talent like Eichner, it is so fucking good. Like, yeah, this match was great.
Yeah, man. I'm just, because here's the thing, guys. Typically with matches like this that don't really have a story behind them, I tend to kind of tune them out, unfortunately. And I'm really just glad that John appreciated this match as much as he did. So that's really cool, man. I might even have to go back and watch it, honestly.
I hope you do, and do it again. Like, I get where you're coming from, but I think that's all the more credit for Johnny being able to produce investment with his story. Because all I could think about too, dude, honestly, watching this is like, and I'm not making any, like, I don't want people to conflate it like, oh, is that his actual prediction? But this is one of the reasons why I would hope that Andrade could somehow beat McIntyre, because if Gargano and Andrade could come full circle and Gargano beats him for that, and then the first thing he hears is Tommaso Ciampa's music, like, this guy is just going to keep making, like, either match of the year contenders or TV match of the year contenders or feud of the year contenders. Like, Johnny is a license to print money, not just for himself, but for anybody he works with. And we talk about 205 Live, and that's another thing I worry about, because, yeah, I really want to rant about Hideo, but this isn't the time. Maybe.
Well, and see, dude, it's funny because, like, you say you think, well, not that you think, but you say that it's a possibility that we could go from Drew to Andrade to Gargano and then maybe Ciampa. I think the more likely route, and the route that might even be more compelling, is Drew keeps the title, Johnny goes after him and can't beat him, Ciampa comes back and beats Drew, then obviously Drew will get called up, and then Gargano has to beat Ciampa for the title.
Yeah, because it's so funny, because, like, I haven't been actively thinking about Tommaso, but with the way Johnny worked this match, I'm like, man, when Tommaso comes back, and I don't even know, like, when it's going to fall on the calendar, but whatever, like, you have to imagine it's going to be at some point in 2018. If it's early enough in 2018, those guys might have feud of the year on lock. Because, like, holy shit, Johnny. Holy shit. And then you put Tommaso in the mix, like, it's really going to be good. So I really wanted to go out of my way, because I know how you felt about this match, and I'm sorry for talking so long, but I just had to celebrate both guys here, because this really was something good.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, that's awesome. So then we got a really kind of, I don't want to say lame, because it wasn't really lame, but it just felt forced, maybe unnatural, superficial.
Okay.
A segment involving the Street Profits, and then interrupted by Riddick Moss and Sabi Scatelli.
Yeah, Tino Sabatelli. And yeah, of course, as I say, Riddick Moss, aka Ted Cruz Jr. Because, you know, the Maserati. Oh, you like that? And yeah, dude, can I just, like, I like the Street Profits, but why do we always have to do crap like this? Because I don't know, like, I know it wasn't, like, straight on diving into the dumpster of stereotypes, I guess, but it seemed to be kind of veering in that territory a little bit, you know, like, especially when Tino and Riddick enter the frame, and they're like, oh, stay away from my car, and there's like what are you trying to imply? Like, what are you trying to insinuate? Like, I don't know, I just got a weird vibe from this. It's typical WWE, and I don't know, man. I'm just kind of like facepalming, like, I don't mind these two teams working together. Hell, I even said last week I like the idea of Tino and Riddick as a team. And I do think they have something to contribute, as do the Street Profits, if nothing else because of Montez Ford, who I think if he continues to get better could have a very bright future here. But yeah, like, contrived is definitely the word for this segment. I completely agree with you.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely the word that I wanted to figure out how to use. And then you just come in and you sweep in and you're just like, oh, here's the word. And I'm like, thank you.
Well, you're welcome, bud. You deserve it.
So then Drew McIntyre came out for what we assumed was going to be like a contract signing or maybe a match, but we don't know because it doesn't matter because he got the shit beat out of him by Andrade.
It was great. I mean, I love Drew, but I mean, he just can't seem to avoid being assaulted. And he comes out. Here I am thinking we're going to get like this great promo interaction, which I still hope happens because I still think we have 2 weeks, I think Morrow said, before TakeOver War Games. So I still hope we get a segment like this. But here I am thinking we're going to get this this promo encounter. Andrade's going to vent, you know, because this is his first one-on-one match for the NXT Championship since he's gotten here. And, you know, like, I thought he was going to talk about, like, how great he is and this and that, and Drew was going to have that babyface fire because he's so good at the babyface fire. No. Andrade's like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Then I'm going to take Zelina's gum here. I'm going to use it to, you know, put it on this contract and then stick it to you. And, yeah, just to really rub it in that insult to injury. The only thing that would have made this better, because I'm a mark for this shit, because I am the markiest of marks, fuck you, Wahlberg, is if Andrade posed with the championship. But that's about it. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, go Andrade. Team Andrade all the way. Oh, man, nothing more I could say than that.
Yeah, just I love this. I love that we're doing this. I love that Andrade is finally getting a damn push. I love that he's going to be in the main. Well, and of course, the one time he gets a world title shot at a takeover, and it's not going to be the main event, but you get the idea. It's still awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And I believe that takeover is in like 12, 13 days. It's soon.
Yeah. Like I said,
it's not this coming Saturday, but the next, isn't it? Or is it this coming Saturday?
No, it should be the Saturday after this coming Saturday.
So the 11th. Yeah, it's the 18th though, isn't it? Is it the 11th or the 18th? Shit, now I gotta look it up.
I think it's the 18th, dude. I think it's the 18th.
I'm a Googling. Yeah, it's the 18th. Okay, so we've got another 2 episodes of NXT between now and then, which is actually a lot more time than I thought, because this felt like the go-home show, didn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, a little bit. And yeah, like I said, because Morrow even said like 2 weeks. And that's why I even said, while I really want a microphone encounter between Drew and Andrade, I'm still hopeful we'll get it because we have 2 episodes left. So I didn't mind them splurging an episode on Andrade seeming like a threat, because they've already put in the work with him kind of putting a streak together under Zelina's management. But I think there are still some people that need convincing, because I've even talked to some friends, and like I mentioned how much I love Andrade, and they're like, Andrade, question mark, and then they're like, he's nowhere near credible. And I'm like, I know, but he's so good. So I know like NXT has been committed.
Dude, I'm telling you, we're doing something right, because how many times now have we seen somebody and seen not how they're booked or anything like that, just their traits, their ability, the look, the size, the talent, the talking, the wrestling, everything. And we put it together before most people, and we say, wow, this person has a lot of upside. They're going to be really good. And then a year, 2 years, 3 years later, they're actually being booked up to their talent level, and suddenly everybody loves them. And they're like, oh, most improved. And we're just like, wait, how did they improve? They're just as good as they ever were. It's like,
I know, right?
That's happened like 3 years in a row now, I feel like.
Yeah, man. I think they were speaking more like from the kayfabe presentation, like they haven't gotten enough wins or this and that, which I'm like, I get, but just give them time. And I do feel like NXT's done a good job of the rehabilitation in that sense of Andrade. And this beatdown was a nice touch, because I still think there are some people that are like, oh, do you really think Andrade can beat Drew? And even if he doesn't, which it does seem to be like the opinion in the room, and I can't fault anybody, it's nice that NXT is at least...
The way that you worded that, though, definitely makes it seem like you might just happen to be picking Andrade to win at TakeOver. Now, don't spoil anything. Don't tell me yes or no. I'm not
going to
really beating around that bush.
I'm not going to say anything, but I will say this. Like, I'm John. If I do pick Andrade, is that really going to shock anybody? No, it should not. But yeah.
Oh my God, I just realized that like you've put your credibility on the line so many times and lost that you no longer have credibility to put on the line, so your picks can be as wild as you want them to be and nobody will blink an eye.
Yeah, me having lost so much credibility has become a central part of my identity on here.
See, that's the thing though, because now when you get something right, when you take one of your shots out of left field and you get it right, you never let anyone forget about it.
I'm like those gambling addicts and those PSAs that comes out of a store with like all these happy birthday balloons, and it's like, oh yeah, it's my son's birthday, I'm just gonna stop at the casino first, and then they lose everything and they miss their son's party. Like, that's me. I have a little bit of credibility. I could walk out and really enjoy my life, but I'm committed to just making it an utter shithole. So yeah, I mean,
but then see, no, you're the guy who goes to the slots and just loses money, and next thing you know, you're $50 in the hole, but then you hit a $20 jackpot, and you're like, oh my God, I'm amazing, I gotta keep doing this, I have good luck. And then you don't realize that even though you hit a $20 jackpot, you're still $30 in the hole, and then you just keep putting money into it, and you just don't see more returns.
Your reaction to me winning that jackpot is so how I feel about myself with every achievement. Oh my God, I'm amazing. But, really, I mean, if we're really brutally honest with ourselves, and if we're really having this discussion right here, I mean, preview and predictions for anybody that has us in their subscription box, which should be everyone because we're wonderful. Really,
yeah, everybody, if you're not subscribed to the channel already, what's wrong with you?
I mean, our preview predictions really should be titled "Preview Predictions Starring Ashton and Some Other Guy" because you're the only sensible voice in the room. So yeah,
I wish we could like. This is why I keep on saying it, and it still doesn't exist, and it's so like soul crushing because I don't have the willpower or the ambition to do it myself. I wish there was a way, like you know how when you're reading through like a text document, you can control F to find a certain word or phrase.
yes.
I wish that existed for audio.
Yeah, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
I want nothing more than to be able to go back into the TWitWoW archives and track all of our predictions through time.
Yeah, that would be something. Holy shit.
Just to see like what our records are, like what our track records are, and see how good we've actually been or how bad we've actually been.
I don't need to know that I'm keeping a lot of goose eggs in the fridge. I'll tell you that right now.
But no, like that's the thing though, is like I wouldn't even just track our like preview and predictions videos. Like I would try and go through all of our videos and do like that audio search for the word predict or predictions and see like anything else that we said. Because like I know for a fact that there was a point in time a long time ago when one of us was like, oh yeah, I bet you know, Baron Corbin is going to be somebody that even though nobody likes him now, everyone's going to love him when he gets to the main roster and all that stuff. Like we've made really good predictions that ended up coming true and being spot on. But the problem is we don't keep track of it. So we can't rub it in people's faces.
Can I just say, while we're speaking of rubbing things in people's faces, I love how chat is just having a grand old fucking time about my credibility, which really does bring in mind the sacrifices you guys make, because you've got to be holding in your bladder something fierce to listen to us, because there's a lot of piss going in my wound right now. So, yeah, much appreciated there, guys. What were we even talking about? Oh, yeah, the beatdown segment. What came after this?
Iconic duo!
Oh my god, we both geeked out over this for very different reasons. What did you think about this?
You geeked out of it because of not the iconic duo.
Exactly, but yeah, she was in their orbit though, all in this same segment. That's why I'm saying this segment got us to geek out for different reasons.
Yeah, because the iconic duo. I gotta tell you, man, I found something. I've been saying for so long that Peyton Royce is just a little bit better than Billie Kay at everything. I found something that Billie Kay is legitimately not just a little bit, but significantly better at than Peyton Royce.
And this is an actual compliment, right? Not
yes, yes, okay. This is an actual compliment that like blows my mind.
What's she better at?
Improv.
Oh, very
Billie Kay might be the best physical improv comedian that the WWE has, period. Like just employed at all. Like she is so good.
Yeah, I noticed that because didn't she like mimic like the spyglass that pirates use?
Yeah, you know? Like
yeah.
She does all those like the little things, and like some of her body language and facial expressions are just next level. It's like I always want to talk about this when we talk about the iconic duo, and I never remember to, and now I'm finally remembering to. And like Peyton is better than Billie in a lot of categories, even if it's not by a lot. But Billie blows everyone, including Peyton, out of the water when it comes to the improvised sort of little like ticks and comedy stuff. And even like some of the like the way that she emphasizes certain words and certain consonants in her words, in her sentences, and the way she talks. It's such good comedy work. It's so good.
It really is, dude. It really, I mean, a lot like me talking about the match that I loved earlier. I love that you love these two so much that you pick up on shit like that, because I didn't. So I'm really glad you took this time to really talk about that, because yeah, I love these two working off of each other. The chemistry is insane. I want that NXT Women's Championship run, goddammit. I want them to run shit in this division, because they're an act that should be getting more time, not less, and they should really be pushed to the forefront of the division. And hold on a second, folks. All right, keeping it down. I'm keeping Johnny Goodfellow down this week. You're not going to get any of that shit this time, because then Kairi Sane comes into view when they're kind of mocking her for being the whole pirate. And, yeah, she just kind of looks at them with that smile, and that joy, god damn it! And she mimics like the elbow and she points at Billy Kay. And I love too the iconic duo that, you know, they kind of follow the line to me of like Kurt Angle and William Regal. They're not afraid to cut loose and have fun or look silly because they actually like kind of jolt back, you know, like the kind of reaction somebody has when they have a gun pointed in their direction. They see that elbow and they're like, whoa, you know, take it easy. And then they kind of talk amongst themselves when Kyrie, you know, salutes and walks off because she's so wonderful. Oh, God, I love her so much. God damn it.
Choke it down, John. Choke it down.
Oh, God, I want to die. Okay, that should be good. Oh, God. But yeah, Kyrie is just absolutely amazing, but so is the iconic duo who will prevail because scumminess always prevails. Assure me of that, Ashton. Tell me scumminess prevails. I don't want to be this way. Tell me.
I feel like Kyrie's goodness might prevail in this.
Why would you say that to me? And you're right, and it should, because she's wonderful, and everybody needs to learn our cute and fluffy and huggable ways by force. By force.
You're like Abe Dolph Linkler.
Don't you tell me about my contradictions. You're a contradiction. It's okay,
prepare to be emancipated in your own inferior genes.
Okay, that line delivery was pretty good. But more importantly, okay, I have a rant coming later that'll bring my evil back full force. And everybody's going to get some.
Oh, it's going to be about Roderick Strong.
You're damn right it is. Is that next? Can we get to that? I need to get off this cuteness.
Well, the main event is next, but the Roderick Strong thing didn't happen until after the main event match itself. So
that's fine. That's fine, because I know the only thing we got in between this was that very quick thing from Aleister Black, pretty much saying to Velveteen Dream, you know, you wanted my attention, you got it. That is going to be a match at TakeOver War Games, and as I said, my second most anticipated match. I think these two are going to kill it. And it really says something that I'm looking forward to two matches more than the match that the show is named after. Because don't get me wrong, I'm stoked for it for sure. But, I mean, Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black have been doing quality work, and I think that'll be a great bout. So, yeah, we got that. And then our main event. I guess I'll let you go first on this. What did you think about this tag title match?
I mean, it was the Authors of Pain versus Sanity. So we already know that these are two pretty mediocre in-ring teams. It didn't really do much for me. It was not, I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't horrible by any means, but I think I've just been so desensitized as far as in-ring work goes that unless you really go above and beyond, I just don't care. And that's pretty much where we are here.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. And really, to me, the only interesting thing about this was the Undisputed Era, because Authors of Pain were closing in. You know, they got the Super Collider, and then the last chapter, they were going to be two-time NXT Tag Team Champions. Undisputed Era comes in. They break it up. And, you know, they were doing great, you know, because Adam Cole's leading the charge. So how can you not do great when Adam Cole is in the lead? Like, just imagine if Adam Cole was our president right now. I mean, unprecedented prosperity would occur. But no, we're just left with shit. But then Roderick Strong comes out. And then I think, oh, man, you know, decision time for Roddy. Has he seen the light? Has he learned the ways of the Cole? And then he shows them the armband of the Undisputed Era. And then he puts it on. And then I'm thinking, yes, scumminess does triumph. Except it doesn't, because, can I even bring myself to say it? He punches Adam Cole in the face. Now, see, this is where I turn to you, Ashton, because like all things in life and like us being an abusive relationship, I blame you for at least 80% of this. Because you were the one last week, you and your morality and your compass properly calibrated, that was like, oh, I don't know, man. I feel like Roderick, you know, being a good guy, you know, that's a viable route too. How do you feel knowing that Adam Cole getting punched in his perfect jawline, okay, lies at your feet? This is your fault. You supported Roderick remaining a good guy. How do you answer these charges? How do you even explain yourself right now? Can you live with yourself?
Why would you put this on me?
because you can't wake up as Adam Cole and it eats away at you. So you say, hey, if I can't be Adam Cole, you know who else shouldn't be Adam Cole? Adam Cole. And now bodily harm has come to him. And not only that, the announcement that we got for TakeOver War Games, that man was a victim tonight. He is utterly traumatized. Your fault.
You know what? I'm going to say worth it because we got an amazing Adam Cole reaction gif out of it.
Wow. Wow, that is so selfish of you that you would put Adam Cole through all of
this.
I mean,
well, yeah. What do you think I'm going to do? Put somebody else's self-interest above mine?
I'm both proud of you for that and yet slightly disgusted because it is Adam Cole. I don't know how to reconcile these feelings.
But yeah, but Adam Cole is Adam Cole, and I'm me.
So what exactly are you saying here, though? What, that Adam Cole?
I'm saying you got to watch out for number one before you can watch out for Adam Cole.
Well, okay, fine, that's fair, all right? But don't tell me you weren't at least a little bit horrified seeing him get punched in the face.
You know, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about Adam Cole getting punched in the face because Adam Cole's face is sturdy enough to not be damaged from a punch from Roderick Strong.
I feel like this is less about celebrating Adam Cole and more about absolving yourself of your actions. And Roderick Strong, you had to throw the armband, you dumb son of a bitch. You had to throw it. It could have been an amazing tour de force, the four of you running NXT. You're a loser.
Oh, God, I just realized.
What did you realize?
Tour de force. It wasn't a tour de force. It was a tour de farce.
Get out. Get out right now. Get the fuck out. Oh my God. You know what? You know what's actually impressive about you? The idea that you could say this shit consistently with a straight face. It's just you think of it and you're like, okay, gotta stay composed, gotta stay composed. Tour de farce. Ba-da-dum-ba-bum-bum. Ah, yeah, that's great. That's great.
I really appreciated the little musical number you added to it. I should have thought of that.
Oh, God. You know, I don't even know about you, Roderick, and I know because I don't know. Go! You know, you frustrate me, Roddy. You frustrate me so much. You're a failure. You're a failure, and they gave you a way out, and you punched Adam Cole in the face. I don't understand. Like, the answer was so obvious. It was a gimme. Yes, you joined the Undisputed Era. Yes, you joined the faction with the numbers. But no, now you're like strange fucking bedfellows with AOP. I mean, that was a great choice. I really don't know about you, Roderick. I really think that you should have just sucked Adam Cole's dick and just let that be the end of it. But no, you had to have pride and principles. Disgusting.
It's almost like he's got a wife and kid to worry about.
Oh, does he? Does he? You know, Adam Cole could provide for all families in the world if they would just learn, you know, the way.
I'm sorry. Is Adam Cole the NXT champion?
Why would you say that? Why would you?
I'm putting things in perspective now, John. Come on now.
Drew McIntyre's NXT. Roderick Strong isn't even NXT champion. Drew McIntyre is. Because Roderick Strong couldn't beat Drew McIntyre. Adam Cole hasn't gotten his fair one-on-one match yet. It isn't even fair to ask that of Adam Cole when he hasn't gotten an opportunity yet. So, yeah, that's my retort. No and about it. That's the retort. Roderick Strong has gotten, what, 2 NXT championship matches? How many of those did he win? Huh? Same as my prediction record. Goose egg, baby. Goose egg.
I mean, you predicted Sami Zayn's heel turn.
That's right. So I've done more than Roderick. Thank you. Yeah, Roderick. Fuck you, man. Thinking you're better than Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era.
But hey, here's the difference. At least he has fought his way to the top of the ladder to get those title shots to begin with.
See, but when you're Adam Cole, ladders are just an inconvenience. You should just be handed shit.
How can ladders be real when our eyes aren't real?
You know what? I don't know. Anyway, look.
It's a Jaden Smith quote spoof.
You know what? Catapult him into the sun. And you know what? While you're at it, catapult Roderick Strong into the sun. I'm sick of you motherfuckers. Like, all of you into the sun. And then when the sun comes for the rest of us, I'm going to get away with Adam Cole. I'm the only working shuttle pod. You know why? Because we're connected on Facebook, even though he doesn't even know what my name matches. So I'm both just the right amount ahead and just the right amount behind. I'm right there. So yeah, Roderick Strong starts getting beat down, because he's a freaking moron. And then AOP comes back, and they start beating him. Look, his wife is probably just as ashamed of him as anybody else. Like, she probably was thinking, oh yeah, Undisputed Era, that means financial security. Oh no, honey, at least I've still got my pride. They're spending their next honeymoon in divorce court. And so, yeah, AOP helps clean house. So, yeah,
there's so much wrong with what you just said. It's actually embarrassing.
Is it? You know what else is embarrassing? James's will to live, which is non-existent, and I don't blame him after seeing this. How can you have any hope when a guy doesn't even make a wise choice for himself? But no, he's in there with AOP. Undisputed Era is consoling Adam Cole, who's just freaked out because he got punched in the face.
I wanted to ask you. I want you to tell me that when Roderick Strong and the AOP faced off and fought the Undisputed Era, who ended up on top?
AOP and Roderick Strong, because it was a surprise attack.
Oh yeah, because the surprise was that the numbers were even rather than being in the favor of the Undisputed Era.
Oh my god. You really make me rub my temples counterclockwise. I'm not gonna lie.
What would it take to make you rub your temples clockwise?
Your face to make sense to me. Your face to make sense to me. That's what it was. I don't understand how you could sit there and be like, oh yeah, Roderick did the right thing. He screwed us all, man. He screwed us all, and he screwed himself. Roderick Strong screwed Roderick Strong. Now whatever the Undisputed Era does to him, he's asked for it. You remember that. Can't believe he punched Adam Cole in the face. Just the indignant nature of it all.
Please, the Iron Jaw can handle it.
Well, I don't disagree, but he still needed to be consoled by his teammates, which is what they were doing on the outside. Sanity was all like smiling, like, yeah, we love a good fight. Yeah, go in the corner. And then Regal says, we will have order. This chaos, it's enough. And we're doing, a triple threat tag team match, Roderick Strong and AOP, Undisputed Era and Sanity, but this can't be any ordinary triple threat match. We got to have a match to be able to contain all of this violence, and a match that has been seen in 20 years. Undisputed Era starts freaking out. Adam Cole is damn near inconsolable because, again, assaulted, right, when he wasn't even expecting by somebody that he considered a friend. And then Regal reveals it's War Games. 2 rings, 1 cage. It's going to be insane. I actually have quite a bit to say. When I really think about this NXT TakeOver War Games card, this probably will be one of our more substantive preview and predictions, simply on the perspective of I got quite a bit to say about this card in certain matches. And yeah, this main event, like, I'm just thinking about all the possibilities they could do with this. I'm trying to think about which one they'll go with. But yeah, I mean, very interesting that you've got these 3 distinct teams, and definitely the most interesting is certainly Roderick Strong and AOP. So yeah, I think it was a great way, even if this was like a pretty okay episode of NXT. Like, I feel like that ending was a good hook, because what the hell are these 3 teams even gonna do? And you got 2 episodes left to build War Games. So yeah, I thought it was a good hook to end the episode. Do you have anything else you want to say about all this?
Let's move on.
All right, high spots and low shots. Yeah, God, where do I even go here? You know what? My low shot's Johnny Gargano. Yeah, I mean, I really thought he was going to get back to his winning ways tonight, and in the most pleasant way possible, I was surprised because Fabian Eichner got the win. I feel like they've done a great job really building him up. They gave him that 1 video package, and even though he lost his 1 match, who I even forget who that was to.
Did he lose to Andrade?
I believe it might have been Andrade. You might be right about that. But then for him to come back and win this, and for commentary to really talk him up, and for him to win the way that he did with, a great technical maneuver and stuff like that. Like, yeah, the guy is really looking great, bumping up weight class. It's been very kind to him. But Johnny, it's been a rougher go because, he just can't get the wins together, man. It's so Johnny Wrestling is my low shot.
Yeah, that makes sense. Man, this is hard for me. So just give me a moment to try and gather myself, okay?
Yeah, sure.
My low shot. God. I think this is the first time that he's ever been on a show that he wasn't the high spot.
Oh, God.
My low shot's Adam Cole.
No! You damned us all! Why? I thought you said the Iron Jaw could handle it. Can it handle this? Oh, my God.
Listen, the Iron Jaw can handle a punch from Roderick Strong, okay? But not only did they lose out on a very talented recruit in Roderick Strong, but they lost him to an opposing force. And now Adam Cole clearly does not want to have to fight in a War Games, but he does anyway.
God, despite my overwhelming emotions, your logic is piercing through. I tentatively accept it, although I'm really starting to question all this. I don't know. I don't know. Adam Cole seemed to have a rough night, and where were you? Where are you going to be for Adam Cole's emotional support? Are you going to help pick up the pieces? That man is inconsolable right now.
No, maybe Adam Cole was just a big fish in a small pond.
Whoa! Well, congratulations, bud, because if one positive's come out of this, you've now given our podcast alliteration, because now, when I do the intro, it'll be like, I'm John, and that's my cohort in commentary, Judas. So, congratulations. All right. Well, with that said, I'm glad you appreciated that line, by the way. With that said,
and by the way, that isn't alliteration, or not, at least not any more alliteration than what it usually is.
Shut your fucking face.
Your cohort and commentary, Ashton.
Look, whatever. All right, this guy that can't even words is telling me words right now. Way to word-splain. Anyway,
I know, I'm such a word-splainer.
My high spot, since I'm really in a good mood, and I always love when we have these TWitWows where we can be a bit more ridiculous, and I hope you guys in chat are enjoying it too, because I'm in such a good mood, and because I really love that match. Like, normally in any other circumstance, I would give it to Andrade, and he did have a good night tonight, gaining momentum. But I think I'm actually going to go with Fabian Eichner. And that's really a big compliment to him, knowing that, like, one of my guys, again, Andrade, was on the show. But yeah, Fabian had a great match, and he won. And like, he's getting, and not in the Mojo Rawley way, but he's getting hyped by commentary. He backed it up by beating Gargano, who is a former NXT Tag Team Champion, trying to make his way in singles. And I feel like even with the recent Gargano story, beating him is still a big deal. So I'm actually actively excited and invested in Fabian's future now. And so I'm gonna give him my high spot, and that's why I love why segments like this exist. Because again, any other time it would go to Andrade or somebody like that, but I just really love that match. So good job, Fabian. Let's see how long you can keep this up.
You know what? You also helped me to realize that Adam Cole is only my honorary low shot.
Oh, okay. Who's your actual low shot then?
The Authors of Pain, because they got screwed out of the tag titles bad.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point, dude. Great point.
So, Adam Cole is not completely saved, but he is definitely slightly redeemed.
Yeah, that makes sense. But now I'm more curious, though, who your high spot is.
Oh, my high spot is... Oh, shit, I had it. Oh, my God. I forgot. Oh, the Iconic Duo, because they had the best segment of the night.
Yeah, they are wonderful, aren't they?
They're the best.
Yeah, so that's your high spot. Already gave my high spot. I really enjoyed it.
Do you remember? I feel like it's been years since we've done this, but do you remember the best segment in TWitWoW history?
Oh, how could I forget? What, 30-second hot seat, right?
Yes!
Yes! Says the guy that always got to pose the questions while my ass cheeks got to...
Hey, I let you ask the question a couple times.
Yeah, a couple times. He said, yeah, I let you stab me a few times after you were already oozing blood on the floor. Yeah.
Oh, don't be dramatic. The 30-second hot seat wasn't a stab, you goofball.
Wasn't it, though?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
So,
shut your face. After tonight, I highly question all of your
yeah,
opinions.
yeah,
Sir.
yeah. You felt tonight what a stab was like, and that was nowhere near the 30-second hot seats were nowhere near that bad.
Okay, I have to be honest, that tone was a little aggressive, so, like, I don't know.
Yeah, that was kind of the point, bud.
You seem like you're at a 95%, maybe 88% would be more appropriate.
No, I'd say I'm at an even 80%, honestly.
Yeah, well, again, your opinion's very, very questionable right now. But anyway, look, this show's over. You have any concluding remarks about NXT tonight?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, do you? Well, then share them then.
Despite everything that's happened and been said tonight, I still just want to say, long live Adam Cole.
You know what? That's something I can get behind, baby! There we go. All right. See, now we're in good shape, everybody. With that said, this has been NXT. This has been TWitWoW. The best.
That's right.
Yeah, putting that stank on it. Wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary action. Guys, be sure to comment, subscribe, and like the video. The more likes you leave, the more likely we are to be the top search result for NXT reviews on YouTube. And when you're the best at what you do, the top is the only place that you belong. So please leave that like. Guys, you already know all of our media can be found in the description box. 2 pieces of media I always like to plug at the end of every video. The Teespring. You guys already know we offer all sorts of t-shirts. 2 of our latest pieces, of course, the Braun Strowman, I'm not finished with you! And Emma, and this has become even more pertinent now that she's been released by those cows.
Yes! Yes! And the best thing is, I don't actually have the word Emma on it, so whatever she chooses to go by in her next promotion, it's still going to be relevant.
Damn right. You know why? Because my man here is playing chess while everybody else ain't even playing checkers. They're too busy eating sand out of the sandbox. So, get your real face.
I'm not even playing chess. I'm playing 3D Chinese checkers, brother.
Shit.
I'll tell you. Yeah, that's right. 3-dimensional. That means you can go left, right, up, or down.
Yeah. I was going to say something to that, but that was so beautiful, I'm not even going to touch it. So, were you
going to say, like, isn't all chess 3-dimensional unless it's played on, like, a computer?
No, I was going to try and make it a sexual thing, but yeah, I mean, you what you did was so great, I felt like it would have been cheap.
Have you ever played Chinese checkers? It's actually fun.
I tried once, could never really get into it, but you know what these guys could get into? That t-shirt, which they should all get, the real face of the women's revolution, which she was and still is, because she's going to take the revolution with her either to Stardom or Lucha
Underground.
Which, God, I don't know why. I was telling Ashton the other day, I really want to see Emma and Cage just in the ring. Probably because I liked how Cage worked with Taya so much. I feel like you could have like a similar outing with Emma, if not better. Yeah, I said it.
And the funny thing is, Taya was Emma's student.
Oh, see, look at that. Look at that. It's destiny.
That's right. Emma legitimately was one of the, like, not teachers, but like one of the coaches, kind of. Like, she was like a student to coach kind of deal. Like, she was at one of like the vets at the Lance Storm Academy when Taya got there, and she helped train Taya. Yeah, so you see that, Emma? Go where your mentor is. Go and own that shit and become. No. Emma is the mentor. She's not going where.
Go to where your student is. Excuse me, I misspoke.
Yeah. It's really ironic too, because Emma's actually younger than Taya.
Yeah, that is nuts. Holy shit.
Emma's been wrestling since she's like 15 years old.
Go to where your student is and do the one thing that you could never do in your WWE run but always deserve to do, and that's win gold. Aztec Gold, become Lucha Underground champion. This way I don't have to hear, oh, Sexy was so great. Yeah, for her one pitiful week before a real champion in Johnny Mundo stepped up. But you can be a real champion, Emma. You can. So go to the temple and win that gold. And when she wins that gold, you know you're all going to want to be there wearing my cohort and commentaries t-shirt that he made for her, the real face of the women's revolution, because the revolution can't be contained. WWE doesn't have a monopoly on it. You can't trademark a revolution. You can't put a face on it. a revolution never dies, man. And Emma's going to take that wherever she goes, and you know you're going to want that shirt with you. So please, guys, check it out at the Teespring store. I'm not even going to plug any of our other offerings. I feel like I put all my best into that pitch. Go and get that shirt. And the other thing
Isn't it interesting, though, that Emma shows up, and within like 2 or 3 years of her showing up in developmental, the women's revolution happens. And then basically when the women's revolution has died down to the point that people are saying like openly that like, oh, the revolution, it's not even really a revolution anymore, it's over, that kind of stuff, that's when Emma gets released.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I have work to do elsewhere. And apparently I read today it was because she apparently made some enemies in the writer's room. What? By being honest about her talent? By being honest that she deserved more? Yeah, suck a railroad spike.
Imagine being a weak-willed writer with bad self-esteem, and this hot 27-year-old woman comes up to you and says, hey, I'm really good at my job. Can you be better at yours so that I can show my skills?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they just had to burn at the sight of their own inadequacy. Oh, well, I'll show her. I'll show everybody. Yeah, well, who's laughing?
No, see, but that's the thing, though. The really petty ones don't have little spasms like that. They just say, okay, and then they never do anything with her ever again. They just write her off TV.
Exactly. And though her heart is broken now, it'll mend. And when it mends, it'll show her the path all the way to that glorious temple. Or, hey, wherever she decides to go. And she'll dominate. And like I said, we're all going to be there when she does, because it's going to be fucking beautiful.
Shit. I just looked up Emma and Taya, and I mean, yeah, I thought that Emma was like a couple years younger than Taya. Emma's only 28. Taya's 34.
Damn.
And Emma trained Taya. Like, yeah. Can you say prodigy, please?
Yes, prodigy, please, indeed. So guys, now that I plug that shirt, you know the other plug that's coming, the Patreon, baby. The freaking Patreon.
And today was the day that payments went through, so if you're trying to donate today, it won't be processed until December 1st. And no, we didn't reach the community goal, unfortunately.
No, we did not. We slightly inched there, though, like a centipede with a busted leg. We moved.
Yeah, so now we just need everybody that donated in October to also donate in November, and then a few more people also to donate in November, so we can do Progress live reactions.
Actually, here, I'm just looking at the Patreon now. I don't know what the hell happened. I thought we were sitting at 105. We apparently went back up to 92.
But then a couple of the donations were declined. So.
Oh. Well, this is awkward, because I said that we inched forward slightly, and then I thought we did, but yeah, it's looking a bit rough. But you know what, guys? I still, look, Christmas is right around the bend, right? I believe in a Christmas miracle that we're still gonna make this freaking Patreon goal. Yeah, little Susie can sit down, okay? Because I'm the only one that matters. I believe that we can still reach this goal before the end of the year. And guys, listen, I know what you're thinking. I even saw it in chat explicitly. My credibility's a meme. And before I join James on that glorious suicide pact, I want to know that we can do this. I want to know that we can get to those Progress live reactions, because guys, look, you know it and I know it. WWE is trash. Why do we watch? Because we want to keep our finger on the pulse. That's why. Because I know, Foster will sometimes ask, you can turn it off. You know what, Foster? You're right. You're right. But there are some really good talents on there, and I don't know. I'm masochistic, I guess. But yeah, the WWE isn't putting out the best work that they can, which is a shame because they've got a really talented roster. But you know who does have a talented roster and actually utilizes them effectively? Progress. And we'd love to get them on our radar. We'd love to start giving them coverage, but we need your help to get there. The goal is $120. We're at $92. So, we're originally like right there. We have slid back a bit, but I still believe that we can get there. If you're not a part of the Discord, that's the best offer we've got right now. $3 a month, to join the Discord. I know that we had a new member
$3 a month basically buys you $10 worth of value. Like it's you just take the $3 and triple it, because $3 buys you Discord access, but then $3 also gets contributed to your TWitWoW balance, where once you reach certain amounts, you'll be able to access the ability to request live reactions. And not only that, but the $3 also goes towards the community pot, which if it hits 120, we'll start doing the progress live reactions. So yes, people, we are robbing ourselves by literally tripling the value that we are offering with your money.
Yeah, I mean, he articulated it better than I ever could, so I'm not even going to do my usual spiel. If you guys can donate, we greatly appreciate it. You know that. If you can't, obviously I'm not judging you for it, but progress would be an amazing opportunity for this channel, especially because you know how crazy I can get for live reactions, and especially when Ashton's able to cut loose with really good wrestling, you know, that's always a treat too. I like to think that our live reactions are kind of our bread and butter. We always like, or even our like promotional line is, hey, even if the pay-per-view sucks, we'll keep you company for those hours. But this is something that doesn't suck. So we can all just lose our shit and be wrestling fans in the best way possible. So yeah, guys, just something to think about. Join the Discord. Don't join the Discord and make a donation for something else. You know, the power is yours, like I always say. Just help us get there if you can. We greatly appreciate it. With that said, this is our only recording of the week, so looking to the future, Monday, I want to say Monday at 3, right, Ashton? Because that's what you and I agreed on, yes? Monday at 3, we'll be doing live reactions for Power Struggle, right?
Oh, yeah. I actually wasn't sure what you were talking about. Wait, is that this Monday or is that next Monday?
It should be this Monday because Power Struggle's happening this weekend.
Yeah. Power Struggle is on the 5th. That's Sunday. So yeah, Monday at 3 p.m. Yeah, you're right. Oh, hopefully we're gonna try and do 3. If it's very possible that we'll have to wait and do it at 4, but either way, we're definitely doing Power Struggle live reactions on Monday. Yes.
Okay, I'm just glad I didn't blindside you there, partner, because I'm like...
Yeah, because I do have a doctor appointment Monday, and it's at like 1 or 1:30, so I'll try and be home by 3, but if not, then we'll just go live at 4, and it'll be all good.
All right, man. Hey, not a problem. So, guys, I'll say 3 for right now, but if anything changes, then, you know, you just move ahead an hour. It's 4, no big deal. That's Power Struggle live reactions. That's Monday, and then looking into the far future, because you know the standard week it's NXT and it's Lucha Rewatch before that. But looking even further into the future, November 30th is Q&A.
Man, that's already way too close. Jesus Christ.
I know, right? It's crazy. Look, you guys still have a huge window to get your questions in. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Discord. 4 questions per Q&A, blah, 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 blah. Like I feel like everybody that participates in Q&A, you guys know how it works by now.
But for people that haven't participated in Q&A yet, that don't know what the rules are and that are new but are curious, and maybe they're new to the channel, they want to ask us questions, you can ask John and myself up to 4 questions. Now, the way that you're kind of doing it, you can... any of those 4 questions can be for both of us, or all of them can be for both of us. And again, it's basically doubling it because it's like you're asking 4 questions to 2 people each, so it's 8 questions. Or you can have certain questions be for one of the 2 of us. You know, you can ask me a question about something that you're specifically curious about, something in my life, or John, or you can mix it up. It doesn't have to just be, you know, all the questions. You just, you know, say the questions. Specify who the questions are for, whether it's for both of us or 1 or 2 or whatever. And yeah, it's up to 4. We have a 4-question cap per month. So yeah, John, just want to make sure that people that are new to the channel know what the rules are.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And again, like you just explained, 4 questions per Q&A. You can divvy them up however you like. And again, I want to emphasize that.
And you know what? Iconic Player 1 is asking us to start a gaming channel again. I just want to throw this out there. Would you guys, and John, would you be cool with doing not a gaming channel, but like a reaction channel?
I'd be open to that. I don't know like how often we put content on the channel. Like that would be like a meeting for you and I to have to really hash out the ins and outs. And
we could do like a TWitWoW. We could do like a TWitWoW Reacts or like a TWitWoW Gaming or like a combination of the 2, or like, I don't know. Because I do have an extra YouTube channel that should be monetized, I believe, sitting around that I could start something with, but it's more of a time sink. So
yeah, I worry because again, I really like, I'm not trying to have this meeting right here because again, I think it would be more of a personal conversation between you and I, and then we come to our audience with whatever we decide. But as far as like gaming goes, my only concern is like just how things are set up at my house. Like I don't really know if I have the capability to like do gaming logs. I don't even really know, could begin to comprehend like how any of that would work. React seems more straightforward, so I am more attracted to that idea just most immediately. But yeah, you and I will have to talk about and hash some stuff out. But I really am appreciative of Iconic Player One's enthusiasm. But yeah, as far as Q&A goes, guys, I really want to emphasize it. If you want to make sure your questions get received, the best mediums, again, are YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Discord, if you're a member.
Just toss Facebook out of there, because I really do. The number one best place for you guys to ask questions is John's pinned tweet. If you're not on Twitter, if you're not on Twitter, or you don't feel like tweeting to John, or whatever the reason might be, the next best option is just post a YouTube comment on one of these videos. That's like, those are 1 and 2, and everything else I would appreciate it if you just wouldn't bother with.
All right, well, that's fair. I'll remember that in future outros then as well. Yeah, Twitter, because I have a pinned tweet, guys. I make it really, I'm so prompt about it. I make it at the end of every Q&A, simply because the next one's always right around the corner. So just send your questions to the pinned tweet, or, DM me. DMs are fine too, because I get those. I know James is feeling spurned a little bit, but I made up for it, and our relationship is better than ever now. So yeah, DM or pinned tweet's fine with me. And then, of course, like Ashton said, if Twitter just isn't your thing, because you're like, ew, my question requires more than 140, soon to be 280, apparently, characters, so I'm going to do YouTube. That's fine, too. So, yeah, guys, get ready for a Q&A November 30th. And I can't think of anything else to plug or promote. And, yeah, this is a very fun, spirited NXT TWitWoW. So we'll see you guys for Power Struggle on Monday. Until then, tune in and peace out.